High in the clouds, where the air grows thin and the earth touches the sky, stands Mount Kenya, a mountain that has witnessed centuries of life, struggle, and hope. Beneath this majestic giant lives the Kikuyu people, a community whose roots run as deep as the ancient trees and whose spirit flows as strong as the rivers born from the mountain's heart. Their story is one of endurance against impossible odds, of faith that could move storms, and of a love for the land so fierce it shaped their souls. This is not just a people's story. It is the story of humanity's bond with nature and the relentless desire for freedom. Stay with us as we embark on a journey through time to discover the true heartbeat of the Kikuyu. Welcome to Madre Africa. Today we peel back the layers of history to reveal the soul of the Kikuyu, the largest ethnic group in Kenya, whose story mirrors the struggles and triumphs of Africa itself. This is a people of warriors and poets, farmers and believers, whose past and present invite us to explore the magic and meaning embedded in the African continent. Imagine a time long ago, over 17 centuries, when people moved quietly through rolling hills and thick forests, guided by the rhythms of the earth. These were the Kikuyu ancestors, part of the great Bantu migration that shaped Africa's map and cultures. They settled in the cool foothills of Mount Kenya, drawn by the rich soil and flowing waters. Here, they planted crops, raised cattle, and built villages. The mountain was more than a backdrop. It was alive, a guardian, representing their connection to creation itself. In their legends, the first man and woman, Kikuyu and Mumbi, were placed atop Mount Kenya by Ngai, God himself, who showed them the beautiful land they would call home. Every stream, every tree, every whisper of wind carried meaning, weaving a sacred bond that still lives in the hearts of the Kikuyu today. Ngai is not a distant god, but a living presence, felt in thunder that shakes the skies and lightning that cleaves the darkness. The Kikuyu sought Ngai's blessing under the shade of mugumo trees, giants that stretched their limbs like open arms to heaven. These trees became stages for hope and healing. When sickness spread, when families struggled, or when crops failed, the community would gather to pour their prayers, offerings, and songs beneath the leaves. It was here that they poured water and milk to honor ancestors and ask for protection. Ngai's power was gentle yet fierce, a reminder that life is fragile and sacred. The Kikuyu saw the world as a web of life, where spirits dwell in the smallest leaf and the brightest star. This connection to the sacred is a gift that whispers across all of Africa, reminding us that nature and spirit are inseparable. The Kikuyu way of life was built on trust, respect, and shared responsibility. The Kikuyu nation was divided into 9 clans. These 9 clans are the Anjiru, Agachiku, Ambui, Angui, aka Ithigeni, Anjechi, aka Ithirandu, Achera, Ambura, aka Akiuru or Ithaga, Agathigia, Angari, aka Ithikahuno, and Ikakamuju, and all clans and families emanate from them perpetually, through patriarchy, each descending from one of Mumbi's daughters, formed the heartbeat of their society. A family woven from many threads, bound tightly by tradition. Elders were not rulers but trusted guides, chosen for wisdom and fairness. They met in councils to settle disputes, forge alliances, and guide the people with a steady hand. Justice, or kihuto, was more than law. It was the moral glue that held the community together. When boys approached manhood, a sacred ceremony called circumcision marked their passage. This was not merely a physical trial. It was a spiritual rebirth, where boys learned the values of courage, respect, and service. The generations, or Riyika, that emerged were united in purpose, maintaining peace and passing wisdom like a torch through time. The Ituwika ceremony, when one generation peacefully handed power to the next, was a powerful symbol of humility and renewal. A tradition that kept the people free from tyranny and bonded across centuries. The Kikuyu kept time with the earth itself, 4 seasons and 2 harvests, each marked by rituals and celebrations. Their initiation ceremonies were not just rites, but ways to record history. Names carried stories. Boys bore the names of their generation, while girls carried the strength of their clan. Through this, families remembered where they came from and honored those who came before. Picture a night sky, strewn with stars, around which families huddle close, eyes wide as elders weave tales of bravery, love, and loss. Stories like "The Maiden Who Was Sacrificed" spoke not only of sacrifice, but of the strength to protect one's community against dark forces. Music carried emotions that words could not. Notes from the muturiru flute weaved through the air, calling on spirits and stirring hearts. Songs told the joys of harvest, the pain of separation, and the celebration of life. Dance was a way of painting stories with the body, of joining in a shared heartbeat. The Kikuyu language carries in its tones the beauty of these stories. Even today, its melodies echo across Kenya's hills, connecting past and present in a living song. In the late 1800s, the Kikuyu faced one of their greatest challenges. British settlers arrived with machines and laws that threatened their way of life. Fields were taken, homes uprooted, and old ways outlawed. Wayaki Wahinga, a leader brave as a lion, stood against the invaders. He tried to protect his people and their land, but was captured and met a tragic end. His death shook the spirit of the Kikuyu, but became a rallying cry for freedom. Many Kikuyu men fought for the British in 2 world wars, believing their loyalty might lead to respect and justice. Instead, they returned to a land still bound by foreign rules, a bitter awakening shared by many Africans. From this sorrow grew the fire of resistance. The Kikuyu Central Association and leaders like Harry Thuku sowed the seeds of a new hope. The Mau Mau uprising, fierce and determined, shook the foundations of colonial rule. The struggle was harsh. Homes were burned, many died, and families were torn apart. But the Kikuyu's desire for dignity and self-rule never faded. In 1963, their dreams became reality. Kenya gained independence, and Jomo Kenyatta, a Kikuyu son, became the nation's first president. The mountain watched silently as a new chapter began. Science reveals a mosaic of ancestors for the Kikuyu, reflecting East Africa's rich history of movement and mixture. Today, many Kikuyu are Christians or Muslims, but hold on to the deep wisdom of their ancestors. A small group even practices Judaism, showing the diversity and surprising branches of African spirituality. Wangari Maathai taught the world how to plant trees and grow hope. Ngugi wa Thiong'o shared the Kikuyu voice with the world through powerful books. Samuel Wanjiru raced to Olympic gold, his footsteps echoing beyond Kenya's borders. Their achievements remind us that from ancient roots grow mighty trees. Let us carry these lessons with us, honoring a people whose heartbeat is the heartbeat of Africa itself. Let's keep watching, sharing, and celebrating the rich tapestry of African stories.